Do you remember Age of Sigmar Skirmish? I do. Before Warcry, we had Skirmish. It started as its own supplemental book that was, well, let's be honest, it was lackluster. It had potential, but was not quite fully realized. This changed slightly in the January 2019 edition of White Dwarf. Skirmish was slightly revamped with cleaner rules, easier points calculations, and tighter battle plans. You see, Warcry is an Age of Sigmar skirmish game, but it's a standalone game that uses existing models, but has new warbands, special rules, standalone mechanics, all things that apply to Warcry only. Skirmish is essentially a mini game of Age of Sigmar that uses existing models, rules, and mechanics of Age of Sigmar. If you know how to play Age of Sigmar, you only need to make a few adjustments to play Skirmish mode. So, is Skirmish better than Warcry? Honestly, it all depends on what you want to accomplish with your gaming session. It certainly is easier than Warcry, but that does not inherently mean it's better. Warcry will be a more balanced game simply because it runs on its own system. Its rules and mechanics are Warcry specific. It has its own scenarios and battle plans designed for Warcry gameplay. It even has its own board size. However, to play Warcry, you need a core book, warband cards, and have to learn how to play. Ugh, who wants to do that? I know most people, I'm just lazy. Skirmish will be more accessible and quicker to learn. It is Age of Sigmar rules on a smaller scale. It uses meeting engagement table sizes. You use existing war scrolls. You can even use existing battle plans and just shrink them down. Ugh, math, I know. And, aside from buying a White Dwarf or two, you use what you already own. I get that you can do that to an extent with Warcry, but Skirmish lets you use any model. So, what are some notable restrictions of Skirmish? Well, it is a minimum of 3 models, one of which must be a leader, or your general. Points are easy. You just take the model's unit cost divided by the minimum model count. More math, I know. So, a Phoenix Guard would be 16 points, 160 divided by 10. Unit champions, banner bearers, horn blowers, etc. are an extra 5 points. An anointed on foot, the hero, would be 100 points, 100 divided by 1. Games are suggested to be 250 to 500 points. You also are restricted to Grand Alliance only. You don't have allegiances, so you're either Order, Chaos, Death, or Destruction. And you have a generic set of command traits and artifacts that you can choose from. To get the full rules, check the January 2019 version of White Dwarf. And the February version has a campaign for it as well. Now, I know I only scratched the surface here, so comment below with some of your thoughts about Skirmish and or Warcry, what you think their respective strengths and weaknesses are, or whether or not you would ever give Skirmish a try. I will be recording some Skirmish games with my wife shortly after this releases, so stay tuned to see what games could look like. We do have a campaign from the old version of Skirmish. I'll put it in the card. But there's a lot about those games that are out of date. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful war game.